Hello, 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 and namaste, my witchlings. Hello, namaste, witchlings. How are we all doing out there today? I am here. Apparently, breathing is optional today. Hey, Liz, I had a feeling it was you. I'm having such a good morning. You should hear him. He's cheering. Oh, I'm going to put the unalone necklace back on today. If I can detach it from the, Swiffer. I'm just doing stellar right now. Damn. And this... That's cool. So apparently Liz has a wrench in my view, which denotes you as mod. In his, you have a shield. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, gotta put this on. It'll be important later. Jiminy Christmas. I still got the jitters. Yeah. I still got my jitters from doing the nebulizer. That was tons of fun, let me tell you. Although I have to admit, at least using the nebulizer while I'm typing is pretty easy. That's possible. But using my neb while I'm typing is relatively easy as long as I'm not doing anything that requires me to talk. Because I just strap it around. I have my mask and I strap it around my head and I'm good to go. All right. Hey, John. Good to see ya. I still have a teeny tiny little bit of my wheeze, but otherwise I'm much better. I am happy about this. All right, so I guess we should get started here, huh? Where did I put... Whoopsie, that's what I was looking for. Yes. All right. That's sitting where it's supposed to. I am, yep, where I'm supposed to be. So far, well, other than my asthma deciding to be a bitch today, so far so good. Ooh. Me likey. We will talk. All right, let's get going, shall we? No. Good grief. All right. Let's get going, everybody, shall we? Go ahead and give me my notes, and we'll get started. After I take a drink of coffee, because... Oh. Okay. I was just... Oh, that's entertaining. Haha. Okay, yeah, I'm doing the same thing. That works. All right. Nope. Nope, we're good. Haha. Tap. For those of you who do not know me well, please bear with me. My asthma is not happy today, so I'm periodically going to go just to see how well I'm breathing. It's a me thing. When my asthma's flared, I apologize because I know it's annoying as all hell. All right, let's get dangerous. Uh-oh, uh-oh. My hands are cold. That's what I'm missing. Dun dun dun. Da, da, da. Ow. There we go. All right. Hey, how about them apples, y'all? You mean? Oh, I know. All right, my friends, my loves, we are going to do our little bit of digital housekeeping and say, please be mindful of the energy you bring into my space, and please be respectful in my chat, because if you are not, Arnold and the mods will be fighting you with the banhammer.
Hasta la vista, baby.
All right. Squish that back in. Take a sip. Oh, jeez. There we go. Sit. All right, here we go. I'm sitting. Got the frickin' Circus Calliope in my ear again. It is hilarious. Yup. Circus Sappho. Circus Sappho. Oh, sorry. Y'all can't hear him singing in my ear. That fucking movie. All right. Today's reading invites slowing down, releasing excess weight, and choosing balance over overwhelm. Namaste reminds us to acknowledge all parts of ourselves. Self-compassion calls for gentleness with the inner critic. Hecate lights the threshold into the new year with a moment of Zen from the Buddha and Shakespeare. I totally slurped that. Namaste, my witchlings. Welcome, welcome, welcome one and all to Di's Daily Divinations and Self-Care. This is where magic meets mindfulness, and we take just a moment out of our day to honor the day, listen to the cards, and tend to ourselves along the way. So whether you're returning or joining us for the very first time, I am so incredibly glad you're here. Hey, hi, hello, and welcome. I am Di, your yoga witch and guide, and this is your daily pause for reflection, insight, and care. So, go grab your favorite crystal. I have a unicorn amethyst. Light a candle or some incense. Settle in with your coffee, tea, cocoa, or whatever brew fills your mug today. And let's step into today's wisdom and self-care together. And now, if this space resonates, please do us all a favor and don't forget to do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing because it helps our Witchling community grow. Speaking of growing our community, hey guys, you can now join us as a Witchling member. Your membership helps me keep creating all of the magic we do here every day, and it lets us stay connected in deeper and more meaningful ways. So if you feel so called to support the channel and you can afford it, and maybe you want to step in a little closer to the coven, tap that join button and come on in. What are we doing? What are we doing? We are now talking it's candle time. We have a birthday. We have a birthday. Yes. Oh, John, you are so very welcome. It's been a rough year for a bunch of us. Yeah, nobody, no. Bleh, bleh, bleh. The usual suspects have not shown up yet. That's what I'm looking for. I was seeing the freaking... I was seeing the lineup in the movie that is usually used to advertise the usual suspects, but could not come up with the words. I am doing fantabulous. Oh. Yes, wordy McWording is not wording for me today. So let's play. Nope. I used my nebulizer first thing today, and that always jacks my brain up a fair amount. All right, you guys. I should trim that. Give me a sec. Yes, it is, but it'll last through stream. But you know what? Yeah. Ow. I just totally punched my bookshelf. We're doing stellar. All right. I am so very grateful it's the end of the year right now. There we go. Stab. Ha ha ha. Stabbity, stabbity. Oh yeah! We are 99% convinced and certain that we have hit our watch hours for full monetization. We will confirm this, I think, on my birthday at the latest. Yeah, it'll be official in like 5 days, and I'm so freaking excited about that one. Ta-ta-ta, there we go. Yeah, if we did not hit it yesterday, we will be hitting it today. I'm so happy. All right, we have a birthday. We have a birthday. We have a candle. Our witchling Hazel is celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday, Hazel. May the weather be less gloomy and the hiking views glorious, my friend. We're also lighting our candle. Whoops. There we go. I am reminding everyone we do birthdays a day early. That way the man behind the curtain has time to edit the clips so I can send them out. We are also lighting our candle for all of our witchlings and their loved ones who are dealing with some tough situations right now. As I light this flame, may it shine as a beacon of hope for those finding their way through the dark. We also hold this light in remembrance and solidarity with survivors and victims of gun and domestic violence, keeping them gently and respectfully in our circle. And today we also hold light for our fellow spoonies, for bodies that move through pain, fatigue, and serious unpredictability, and for those hearts that keep showing up anyway. May this new year meet us with softness, patience, and care that does not need to be earned. And with the lighting of our candle, our circle is now closed, and we extend our invitation to the ancestors to join us here today. That goes there. Ha ha. Okay. He's telling me the number of videos he chops up out of our daily lives and shares every day. It's kind of impressive. Love you, Hazel. All right, my witchlings, let's go take a look at what holidays and observances are showing up for us today. All right, witchlings. Tell me, my friends, my loved ones, how are you planning to honor today's holidays in your magic? Let me know in the comments because I really, really, really love seeing how each one of you brings these quirky little celebrations to life in your own unique ways. Oh, we were. Oops. Sheesh. I'll fix that. All right, we have a bunch of holidays today, which I guess kind of makes up for the lack of holidays yesterday. So here we go. Today's holidays are Hogmanay. Hogmanay is the ancient Scottish honoring of the year's threshold, the sacred pause between what has been and what is becoming. It's a night for clearing, blessing, and setting intentions that feel true, not forced. Whether you mark it with candlelight, music, or quiet gratitude, this is a moment to release the old year with respect and step forward unburdened. Next, it is Make Up Your Mind Day. This isn't about rushing decisions, it's about clarity. Make Up Your Mind Day invites us to stop circling the same questions over and over and over and gently choose a direction, even if it's temporary. Choosing brings momentum. Indecision drains energy. Today favors conscious commitment over perfection. Next, we have Universal Hour of Peace Day. At any moment today, you are invited to pause and consciously contribute peace to the collective field. This can be as simple as a breath, a prayer, or a kind thought. Peace doesn't require performance, just presence. One grounded human shifts more than we realize. Excuse me. And along with that, it is World Peace Meditation Day. This day reminds us that meditation is not an escape, it is an act of service. When we calm our own nervous systems, we reduce harm in the world. Even a few minutes of stillness sends ripples outward. Inner peace is activism. It is No Interruptions Day. Here's a radical invitation. Let yourself finish a thought, a breath, a sentence, or a feeling. No Interruptions Day honors deep focus and respectful listening, both to others and to yourself. Boundaries are a form of care, not exclusion. Last but very much not least, it is One Voice Day. One Voice Day affirms that collective change begins with individual truth. Your voice matters not because it's loud, but because it's honest. Whether spoken, written, sung, or held in silence, your voice is part of the greater harmony. And that's our holidays. That goes for you too, John. I knew he was going to say something. You are very, very welcome, Hazel. Yeah, I know, Liz. I was talking to you while I was doing a lot of this today, so who the fluff knows how much of it decided to scream at you? Guess we'll find out, won't we? Okay. I know. My computer's been doing that. Yeah, I don't know what's been going on, but Facebook has been doing that, Discord's been doing that, and at least one other that I use regularly has been doing that. I think I just need to frickin'... Yeah, I do. Okay, sorry. Discussing the fact that my Windows is not behaving the way it normally does. Some of the windows open are not behaving properly. All right, my loves. How are you guys all doing today? Hazel, do you have any plans for your birthday? I might have plans for mine. Yes. John says Windows, and I added an R to the end of it, and I'm like, ooh, a Windowser. Yes! I want a bulldozer for computer. Anyway, come on, Di. Back on track. Linux, yeah. But I'm just envisioning a freaking bulldozer just running over computers. I don't know. Yay! That sounds fun! Will's going to be in Eugene in a couple of weeks. Oh no, Portland. Anyway. Both. This braid has a kink in it. See, I'm kinky. There we go. Fixed it. There we go. Good on you, John. Grabbing mouse and moving. Yeah. Holy sheepskin! Did the frickin' nebulizer do a number on me today? All right, here we go. Moving right along. Y'all are just gonna get to watch me sit here and dance to the music in my head every now and again. It's kind of loud today. Meow, 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 meow. She is really close to the surface today, apparently. I know. All right. Moving right along, my friends. Hey, witchlings. Y'all get to watch. We're doing good. This is very true. They are very much legal and prescribed, as a matter of fact. Uh, it's either albuterol or I can't remember the B. And of course, I look at the wrong side. It is ipratropium bromide and albuterol sulfate. Very much legal. I'm doing the roids. God. I've lost my shit today. Please don't mind me. We're having fun at the end of the year this time. Yes, the original vape. Oh, and this is why I say I do not put on airs when I go in front of the camera. Because I can't. Because I end up like this half the time. And there is no covering this shit. I am a good actress, but I cannot act over this. My body hates me. Of all the things to suck at, I suck at breathing. What? What? Oh, yeah. I hear the voice of God, I swear. How am I not being respectful of myself by saying that my body hates me? It is actively trying to kill itself. I do, because it hates me. Do. That is true, Liz. We are all dying. Some of us just more quickly and painfully than others. Ooh. Alaska's on my side of the country right now. Okay, moving right along, my darlings. Yeah, well, life goes on. I'm just gonna run with it, y'all. All right, moving on to our fantabulously wonderful oracle cards today. I'm going to. All right, y'all. It is time to move on to our fantabulous and wonderful oracle cards today. All right. Take a quick listen to this and let me know what y'all think. All right, here we go. We have You Love Me. Next, sacrifices must be made. And finally, well, there are regrets. Now, you love me, and I still hold that truth close. Still, for this relationship to truly grow, sacrifices must be made, and that realization feels rather heavy. I hesitate, caught between hope and fear, worried that if I take this step, I may look back and find myself whispering, there are regrets. That, my loves, is our oracle. Yep. There will be sacrifices, but there are regrets. I demand a sacrifice. Hey, I am in a very goofy, derpy mood today, so now it is time for us to read the tarot cards. Moving too fast can turn pressure into overwhelm, so slow down, reassess what you're carrying, and notice where stress is already showing up. Not every burden is yours to hold, and clarity comes when you pause before pushing forwards. Stick around and find out more. We are starting with the Nine of Rods reversed. This is a risk of running headlong into a situation or project, impetuosity, and you need to think twice before acting. Following that is the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords indicates trouble in health, wealth, or emotional happiness, a tendency to make matters worse than they actually are. And then last but not least, we have the Ten of Rods, which says you are in danger of taking on more than you can handle. And what do these say today? Well, they say the Nine of Rods reversed warns that you may be charging ahead into a new project or situation without fully pausing to assess the risks, urging you to slow the fluff down and look before you leap. The Eight of Swords shows that the fallout from this haste is already emerging, creating strain around your health, finances, or even emotional well-being, though you may be amplifying the severity in your own mind. The Ten of Rods reinforces this message, cautioning you that you are close to burdening yourself with more responsibility than you can realistically carry. That's our tarot cards. And now, my witchlings, let's bring the oracle and tarot together into one clear message, a single stream of guidance flowing through each and every card. Drop me a comment and share what resonates with you. All right. You love me, and that truth is not in question, yet the path forward asks us for some difficult choices. The Nine of Rods reversed shows a rush to keep things moving, pushing ahead without fully considering the cost. For this relationship to strive, Nebulizer hits again. For this relationship to survive, sacrifices must be made, but fear lingers that those sacrifices may lead to there are regrets. The Eight of Swords reveals how this tension is already taking a toll, stirring anxiety around emotional well-being and stability while magnifying worries beyond their true size. The Ten of Rods closes the story with a warning. Taking on too much too quickly can turn love into a burden unless boundaries and balance are restored. That's our reading today. Let me know what you guys think. Hooba. And now, our affirmation. I move forward with clarity and care, honoring my limits and my needs. I release the urge to carry what is not mine, trusting that balanced choices support my well-being and allow love to grow in healthy ways. That's our affirmation. Oops. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting this worked out. Shoes. All right. Good Lord. I don't know if I got the hiccups or the erps or what. I don't think Andrea's here yet, Mimi, but thank you. How are you doing today? All right. I am actually in a fairly good mood. Bueller. Anyway, I'm in a fairly good mood today, other than, my lungs not wanting to behave properly. I'm sitting here bopping to the music in my head, a little worse than usual, and I am derpy AF because I used my Nebby this morning, so please be kind to me. Looking forward to tomorrow night. It's going to be an interesting day. Ooh, good luck with that, John. I hear you, Mimi. I totally hear you. I think the man behind the curtain will agree with me on this one that, if we spent that as much time at his parents' place as you have at your dad's, we would be in the same position. Love my in-laws, don't get me wrong, but I cannot live with them for that long. We tried. We bubbled with them during lockdown. Hey, the little bit of a wheeze is finally going away. It's still funky looking. I'm just going to have to re-braid. Whoopsie. I'm still kinky. Ain't never going to change that, but that's besides the point. Still fighting with my elbow. You're good, John. We get you. Your safety, health, and well-being, physical and mental, is important. I hear you, honey. Fuck it. I'm not going to bother stopping myself if I start bopping a little bit too much. I apologize if I'm annoying. The nebulizer is worse than caffeine about giving me the zippies. I'm jazzed. Yeah, I'm jittery and I'm trying to work it out. I'm getting the wiggles out. I am not an Australian kids band. Yay! Good. Okay. All right, do we want to look at our self-care cards for today? Great, now I got fruit salad. Fruit salad? Yummy, yummy. I hear ya. Yeah. As he's pointing out, just about the time you are finally settled in and being like, okay, I'm okay, I don't have to go home yet, then you'll be then your flight home will be like that day or the next day. That sounds good, Liz. Oh man. We are fruit salad, just saying. I know I'm fruity as fuck. I'm a Fruit Loop. I have done the divination. I can take this off for now. Right. All right, here we go. Do what? Yep. Same. All right. Namaste. Namaste. We're gonna have fun. Okay, I gotta take the glasses off to see the card though. Nope. Namaste says water your body. This exercise is about acknowledging all the parts of your body. Take a moment and relax into all the parts of your body. What does your face feel like? How do your toes feel? What about your belly button? Search and seek out all the messages that all the parts of your body have to tell you. Doing this exercise is like watering a garden. Each part of the garden needs to be acknowledged and nourished. Allowing all the parts of your body to tell you how they feel is a way you can acknowledge and nourish your body, one part at a time. Great, now I've got Frankenstein's monster in my head. Well, you broke your finger. He said, but everything, it hurts everywhere I touch. You broke your finger. It's time for self-compassion. Self-compassion asks us to have compassion for the inner critic. Pay attention to that self-critical voice within you and all of us. Try saying, I know you criticize me because you are suffering. I want to care for you. Send yourself compassion. It's true. That's like befriending the voice in your head. Same concept. Same similar. Wow. Squishy. Maybe. Oh my God. Now I've got, I can't get fruit salad out of my head, and it's just the fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. That is the only part that is singing in my head. Hello, new people. Hello, hello, hello. I'm not normally quite this crazy. Well, okay, never mind. I can't say that. I am a batshit crazy witch. Y'all are just gonna see what it's like in here. Well, see, your kids are young enough to still be watching the Wiggles, though. Mine aren't. My grands are, so hey, maybe that'll be my excuse. I'm going to introduce my grandkids to the Wiggles. Oh dear Lord. We did. Yeah, we ended up watching them. I don't remember how we ended up watching them. I think they were on the Disney Channel for a long time. And my kids liked them because, I mean, hey, we're all musical. The Wiggles were actually my kids' first concert. I won tickets from the radio station, ironically, as the Munchkin and I were headed to go see the incubator in the hospital post-mastectomy. And yeah. They had a trivia question, and it's like, this number of this are sent every day. And I had literally just that morning read exactly that little bit of trivia. So it was fresh in my mind, and I called, and I had the right answer. It was emails. It was like 100,000 of these are sent a day or some shit. I called. I had the right answer. The concert was like 2 days later. And we got to the hospital, and we got to my mom's room, and I'm like, we got to go to Seattle like now because I just won concert tickets. And she's like, to what? And I said, the Wiggles, and she's like, go get your tickets. The kids are going to love it. Roger that. See you later, Mom. Glad to see you're still alive. But yeah, that makes sense. I forget you didn't have cable. Very true, John. All right. Let's make some money here, my friends. All right. Step into dietheYogaWitch.shop where magic meets movement and everyday rituals get an upgrade. Browse my handmade intention-infused jewelry and then snuggle up with Die the Yoga Witch mugs, yoga mats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, dog clothes, and so much more. Treat yourself, bless a friend, maybe you're familiar, and bring a little witchy sparkle into your daily life. Again, that address is dietheYogaWitch.shop. And now, if you're enjoying this podcast and would like to step a little deeper into the coven, just consider clicking on that join button and becoming a member of this channel. There are some amazing perks for all of my witchlings with levels starting at just $1 a month. Also, a reminder that you can help this channel for free by subscribing and sharing this video with a friend. I appreciate every single one of you and your support. Thank you so very much for tuning in. All right, back to the show. After these messages, we'll be right back. Anyway, I should have done that just before we went into it, but hey. Ooh, I do need to, I will see if I can add altar cloths. Yes, I'm cheating. If I can't get one up on the shop, I do have a couple that I can recommend to you that are not expensive. Ooh, that's something I need to do. I need to make myself a note. I love this notebook and the fact that I keep making notes in it. That's not the notebook I want. All right, and ooga chaka. I can't fight this feeling. Anyway, deep inside of me. List of witchy links, shops, people, etc. Haha, there we go. That might get it. Sounds. I appreciate that, John. We are both very, very grateful that you are sharing our link. This place. I am loving being able to do this, I tell you. I have debated, the Spawn and I have talked about me going back to work at like Tort or some shit. And I don't think I could do it now. Excuse me, because this takes up so much of my time and I love doing this. And I know we're going to flounder and we're going to struggle for a while until we really find our footing. But I have a suspicion that something is going to click somewhere and we are just going to blow the fluff up very soon. And while that thought terrifies me, at the same time, I am super excited about it. So I don't know. I'm weird. I hate being the center of attention. I hate being the center of attention, but yet the times when I feel the happiest and the most myself are when I'm the center of attention. Please explain this to me. I don't know how to describe it other than that. All right. I have been doing some shadow work and some other work for on myself recently, and yeah, that's one that I discovered. I am not. Maybe it's that I'm not comfortable being the center of attention when somebody else shoves me into being the center of attention. But if I'm doing it by choice, such as when I'm performing on stage with my music or something like that, or even doing this, I don't know. All right, moving on. Oh, he will. Hey, Will. Yes. Yes. See, you and... Yeah. You have to be that. You have to do that when you're doing your job. But you and the spawn, you guys have the charisma to be able to do that shit. I never thought I did, but that again. Yeah, I inadvertently draw attention to myself, and the harder I'm trying to blend into the background, the more I stand out. But, I'm also realizing that part of the reason I don't like being the center of attention stems from my childhood. So, gee, I have something new to talk to my therapist about. I'll be texting her later. All right, you guys, shall we move on to the Sanskrit bit? Let's go see the Sanskrit bit. Do-da-do. Somebody please put me out of your misery. I am losing what's left of my mind, although I question how much was left in the first place. Hi, Mike! I am horrible. And this is why a number of my friends got the Facebook reel sent to them from me the other day. Which B word? B word. Ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Not loving it. Anyway. Is the delay that long? Sorry. At least I'm cute. Oh, I am so sorry, Mimi. I know that feeling. Thank you, Mike. All right, let's move on to the Sanskrit bit since he was nice enough to put the banner up just before I really lost my shit. No, I don't think I ever had it to lose. That's the thing. All right, my friends, it is time for the Sanskrit bit. Today, my friends, let this mantra guide how you move rather than what you accomplish. New Year's Eve already carries threshold energy, and this mantra asks only that we meet it with presence. Before the evening gains momentum, pause for one conscious breath, a hand to the heart, a moment of arrival. Let care shape your celebration. Pace yourself, honor boundaries, listen more than you perform, and choose joy that is sustainable. Peace doesn't require solemnity. Peace doesn't require you to be solemn or a spectacle. It lives in how we include, how we soften, and how we notice when rest is desperately needed. As midnight arrives, resist the urge to resolve everything. Instead of resolutions, hold a single intention. How can I move through the coming year in ways that reduce harm and widen ease? Let the answer unfold slowly. Whether spoken aloud or lived quietly, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu reminds us that freedom is found not in urgency but in alignment, and that peace entered gently has the best chance of lasting. That's our Sanskrit bit. Ooh, it's moved on to ABBA in my head now. We're doing better. Making progress. Hold on, I'm trying to get the... I know the intro to the song, but I'm not positive which song it is. I'm not sure if it's Mamma Mia or Dancing Queen. No, I'm pretty sure it's Mamma Mia. No, it's not Dancing Queen. The beat's too slow. I don't know. I like both songs. We're arguing over whether it's Dancing Queen or Mamma Mia. He likes Dancing Queen. I'm pretty sure I'm hearing Mamma Mia. Either way, I'm not complaining. All right, my friends. It is time for us to honor the goddess of the day, a divine presence to inspire, guide, and walk with us. All right. Who is today's goddess? Hecate! Woo, woo, woo. I like Hecate. Hecate is the Greco-Roman goddess of the moon, magic, and beginnings, honored at crossroads where worlds meet and choices are made. Bearing her torch, she lights the passage as the old year departs and the new one enters, opening paths of opportunity and clarity. Sacred to witches, her symbols include the serpent, dog or horse, silver, myrrh, and moonstone, each reflecting her lunar power and role as guide through liminal spaces. On this New Year's Eve, pause to acknowledge your growth and thank Hecate for guiding you when the way felt unclear. Speaking her name today is said to banish lingering ghosts of the past, freeing you to step forward unburdened. To honor her, wear white or silver, light a white candle, and bless a moonstone with these words. Hecate, fill this silver stone, keep your magic with me where'er I roam. Carry it as a reminder that her light walks with you into the new year ahead. Happy New Year! That's our goddess. I know. Told you James would make it. Hey, James. Boop, boop, boop. I am goofy as fuck today. Dancing Mamma Mia. I like it. We're doing pretty good, James. I'm a little more off my rocker than usual because my asthma's flared and I used my nebulizer this morning, but you know, at least I'm entertaining. It is time. Soon. Oh. I have a question for everybody, and we'll get back to this in chillin', but do you guys have any New Year's Eve rituals that you do? Go get some sleep, John. We will see you tomorrow. Hugs. Sleep well. Sleep sweet. Dream deep, my friend. Surviving. That's kind of cool. Oh, uh-oh. I hope they leave voicemail. The VA is calling. That makes sense. 12 grapes, one for each month. I've heard that one before. Yep. I have an interesting ritual, and I don't know when exactly I started it. Yeah, we'll talk about it during Chillin' with the Witchlings, but I have one that I definitely try to do every year. So let's move on, since we're almost there. It is time for our little moment of Zen with the Little Book of Zen. All right. We have quotes from the Buddha and Shakespeare today. The Buddha says, everything is based on mind, is led by mind, is fashioned by mind. If you speak and act with a polluted mind, suffering will follow you as the wheels of the ox cart follow the footsteps of the ox. Everything is based on mind, is led by mind, is fashioned by mind. If you speak and act with a pure mind, happiness will follow you as a shadow clings to a form. Again, the Buddha. And then Shakespeare tells us, there is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Shakespeare. Our moment of Zen. The Shakespearean quote, there is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. That applies to magic as well, you know? People talk about white magic, black magic, and gray magic, but the only thing that makes it black, white, or gray is your opinion of it, I guess, your thoughts on it. Just a thought here. Ooh, watch the guns go off at Edinburgh Castle. That sounds fun. Yep, we watched the fireworks at the Space Needle on the TV. Yep. We frequently watch Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve because that's what we both grew up watching. We also watch Anderson and Andy, which is on CNN, but that is hilariously fun. I mean, Anderson Cooper has zero alcohol tolerance. It's hilarious to watch. Is there a blue magic? I'm not sure. I will do some looking and see if there is anything that people would call blue magic. But most often people refer to baneful magic, like hexes, curses, and stuff like that, as being black magic, and the fluffy bunny shit as white magic, love spells and like that. My personal opinion, though, love spells fall under gray magic, because most love spells are done to fuck with another person's free will. So we'll see. I'll do some research. But magic is magic is magic. It is all energy manipulation, and it depends on what you do with it. What's your question, Daryl? And hello, welcome into our wonderful little stream here. I don't do questions like that during my stream. You are more than welcome to check out my link tree to I have the word, but it's not coming to mind. Schedule a session, that's the word. Oh, James, I want to talk about that in Chillin' with the Witchlings, and we are actually almost to that, so that is a very good question. All right. Oh, ow. There it is. There we go. There's the link tree, so you can go find links on how to schedule a session with me. Thank you. Because I do want to address what James just asked. That's a really good one. Yes, there are not. We will talk about that. You are on the right track, James. Daryl, if you'll pop over to Linktree and book a session with me, I will happily do a pendulum or a tarot reading for you. You're referring to energy vampires, James, and they are a thing. I do have some methods to shield against them, but I will have to look those up. So let's move on to our closing blessing, and then we'll talk more. All right, here is our closing blessing today. May you move through today with steadiness and grace. May you recognize which burdens are yours to carry and which are ready to be set down. May your choices be guided by clarity rather than fear, and your heart remain open without being overextended. Go gently, honor your own limits, and trust that balance is an act of self-respect. So it is. And that's our blessing today. All right, hey, we have come to that time of the show. It is time to wrap everything up and open our circle. All right, my witchlings. With the extinguishing of our candle, our circle is now open, and we extend our eternal gratitude to the ancestors for joining us here today. All right, my friends. All right, my friends. Before we go, I would like you to remember that this space exists because of our Witchling community. I have no corporate sponsors yet. just shared magic, mutual care, and a whole fuck ton of love. So do us all a favor and like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. You can join our channel, and please tell a friend about us here. And then we now want to go out and spread love, spread joy, and spread kindness, because there's already enough darkness in this world. Let us please choose to be steady lights for those finding their way through it. And then tell your loved ones in all their forms, 2 legs, 4 legs, wings, fur, scales, paws, or claws, that they matter deeply to you. Time moves faster than we ever realize, and the chances to say I love you are never guaranteed. And if you take one thing and one thing only away from everything that we do here, please let it be that you always remember you are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, and your purpose here is real and genuine. Even if you don't know what it is yet, it took me until I was 45 to figure myself out. On that note, I will say I love you guys to bits. Have a fantabulous rest of your day, night, or wherever you are. I love you guys. Namaste, Witchlings. Hi, I'm back. You know, I am seriously tempted to leave the garland on my mic. It just, I don't know. Am I the man behind the desk? No, that would be him out there. I'm wheezy. Zach and Wheezy. What are you... Zach and Wheezy, Wheezy and Zach. Wait, no, that is combining Zach and Wheezy from Dragon Tales with Zach and Wheezy, Wheezy and Zach. That is the stupid bunnies whose names I can't remember. I can see their furry faces. Nope, I can't remember it. Oh my gosh. Nope, I'm gone. It's not coming to me. Bunny kids. Sure. Yeah, James asked if I was the man behind the curtain. There he is. He's waving at you. Not Sunny Bunnies. Bunny siblings. Max and Ruby. Max and Ruby. Ruby and Max. Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. God, I'm losing my mind here. One of those days. Have I changed my top? Nope. I was wearing this earlier. I love this top. It's one of my favorites. It's so comfy. It is the Torrid Super Soft fabric. So, and oh my God, I love that stuff. Oh, record. Dun, dun, dun. There it is. Great, now I've got the dun 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 Nickelodeon. So I used my nebulizer this morning, and therefore I am a lot goofier than usual, because, yeah. And my ADHD does not like the nebulizer. The nebulizer makes it worse. We're also trying to figure out how we're going to deal with me getting sick. Because, hi, I am asthmatic and immunocompromised. I get sick at least once every winter. How are we going to do daily live streams when I am sick? We'll figure it out. I just got told I'm not allowed to get sick. That's how it's going to work. Long COVID has him disabled. The fact that he's able to do this is actually a huge improvement. Because, so what we do is we do our live stream. He gets up around noon. I'll explain the rest of it. But he gets up around noon, and it takes him about an hour to come to life enough to start setting up everything for live stream. While he's out there doing that, I'm in here prepping all of my shit here. And then we get through our live stream, and pretty much as soon as we are done with chilling with the Witchlings, he goes and lays down for an hour or two. Then he gets back up, and then he goes and he starts editing all of the videos for the day. And then at some point I remember to come out and make dinner for us most nights. And then shortly after we eat dinner, he'll go lay down again for an hour or two. Typically, no, I take it back. He goes and lays down before that because we take the dogs out at 4. And we both take him out because that gets him away from the computer for a few minutes. I feed the dogs. He goes and lays down. And then we go from there to, I'm working on dinner. And, we eat. And then we are up until, we're up until about 2 o'clock in the morning most nights. I'm in here working until about 10:30, 11:30. And then I go out, we watch the late shows. Late shows are done about 1:30. I get ready for bed. He goes to bed. I get finished and walk the dogs one last time, take them out, water the tree, and then we go crash. So we're usually crashing between 1 and 4, which is why I get up at 10, he gets up at noon. But yeah, what we do here is essentially a full-time job for both of us. Because when I'm not streaming, I am creating all of the social media content, the blog posts, the Substack, Patreon, all of it. Yep, that would be awesome, Will. I'm working on making my jewelry. Do I ever lay down? Occasionally, yes. I do have fibromyalgia, which is chronic pain, chronic fatigue. I have a couple of other chronic pain issues. I've got a metric ton of stuff in my head and my asthma. So there are days when, yes, I have to lay down and just crash, particularly when it's hot. because one of my other chronic conditions is POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which means I am very heat intolerant and my heart doesn't work the way it's supposed to. We used to be. He used to make a very good income prior to becoming disabled, working as a slot machine tech at the local casino. And then I pull my VA pension, because I'm 80% service connected disabled, and he gets his Social Security. But we do own the house we live in. What we are looking at currently, depending on COLA and everything, we may move. Have it decided. Hello, Liz. Yeah, this takes all of the energy we both have. And as I was saying earlier, Spawn and I have been talking about me potentially going back to a day-to-day job. And I can't, because of the fact this takes up so much of my time. And I love doing this. I want to be able to dedicate the time to it, to grow it so that we can grow this to the point it sustains us. Yes, that's how I have a pink office. Yes, we own the house. We lucked out. Yes, we lucked out in, he managed to buy the house just before we got together. Yeah, it really was. I mean, between the gas, the coffee, the wardrobe so that I had up-to-date clothes to wear because I sold fashion, my makeup. Because, yeah, that was the other thing about Torrid. We were supposed to wear makeup every day. Yeah. Makeup, nails. We had to look, fashionable. I am. Thank you, Liz. I am so glad somebody noticed it. I was wondering if I was. I loved the people I worked with, other than the last manager I had, but it was so stressful. Yeah. Yep, Section 8, basically. Yeah, it's essentially Section 8. Oh, yeah. Alyssa has a fascination with Scotland. I believe she has Scottish heritage as well. Oh, God, did you see the baby cows I sent you the other night, Liz? Sorry, I didn't mean to slurp that so badly. That's what I meant. There we go. So sorry about the noise, you guys. Oh my God, my brain just will not lay right. Having a day. I am so sorry, you guys. That was not pleasant to hear. I apologize. Yeah, you just throw in your uniform and go, yep. That's what he did. That's what he used to do. This casino actually offered laundry services, which is kind of cool. Oh, wait, I'm going to sit here and dance now. Yeah, until this... Oh, yeah. Until you changed... Yeah, and your pants. Those pants were awesome, though. I got to figure out how to get you more of those, because they were... Oh, shit. I just had a mental image of you trying to put your work pants on, and it was kind of hilarious considering how much smaller you are. Another slurp. Oh, that's true. Yeah, Liz is one hell, yes, of an archaeologist here. This girl... She is solving secrets, the secret of this building that stands, I want to say, on family property. Yeah. That's cool. We had too many Seahawks that would come and play at the casino he worked at. Yeah, I know. Oh, that's right. The Seahawks were one of the sponsors of their casino here. I forget about that. Or they were a sponsor for the Seahawks. Jesus Christ, you're doing great. See, my brain is not braining. Trying not to. Yeah, pop, pop, pop. Aberdeen, Texas, by the way. I love how the music in my head is always a dance tune. Basically, she's super duper smart and very, very passionate about what she's doing. And really good at it. I am just. Antiquaries are historical objects, if memory serves. Or antiquaries is no, sorry. I'll let Liz explain it. Please. Because my brain is not going to do it right. Okay, if Liz doesn't come back and explain it in a second, I will do the man behind the curtain will use his Google foo. I'm not surprised you get U of O players down there. I would not be surprised if there are some U of O players who live down there. Although, dude, we were down there for the UCC, for one of the UCC funerals. The dad was one of our classmates way back when. And I'm standing outside the gym looking at the pictures over the doorway into the main school building. And I'm looking at my brother's classes, right? Because, you know, that's where my brain goes. My brothers went to this high school. And then I happened to glance down at our grade and I'm like, wow, I remember those names. I know those people. Totally didn't even stop to think about the fact that the kids who had been classmates with me when we were kids would also be up there. And I just kind of stood there and stared at them for a couple of minutes like, wow, I knew they were good at sports, but I didn't expect that. Hey, Hula! But yeah, that one just kind of blew me away. Will was talking about having players from the University of Oregon at the casino he works at. Will and I were in first grade together, so we've known each other since we were little kids. He just stayed in that area. I did not. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Is there enough in here to make it worth saving the frickin' thingamajigger? Maybe? Alright. You're going over there. Ooh, she was actually taking Scottish Gaelic for a while, too. It's the pig on the purse. That's what I'm stepping on. ¿Dónde está? Oh, cool. John and Bean are in London. I keep catching the Londoners. Oh, God, I'm making the popping noise now. Great, we're doing stellar today. But, oof. Getting there. That is her field of study, and she is working towards getting a degree to be considered an expert in her field. So, yeah. That's her thing. And, oh, man. I have watched this woman go from being a church mouse to not. She has grown so much in the last few years. I'm so proud of her. Okay, I'm going to hype up Alyssa for a minute. Alyssa is one of the most amazing women. Not only is she, like me, fighting chronic illness, she is working towards a PhD in her archaeology field. She is a melt instructor, which is kind of a combination of yoga, Pilates, and something else that I'm sure she'll fill me in on. She is a tarot reader. She is a witchling. She is a military wife stationed off Conus in Alaska right now, and a mother of 3 young girls that she actually semi-successfully homeschooled last year. Not doing it this year for pertinent reasons, but this woman is one of the most amazing women I have known. I know you're figuring out how to get. You are going to be working towards a PhD. Correction, but she is one of the most amazing people, and she is cheerful and positive about most everything, almost all of the time. I think I have heard her get down and down in the dumps 3 times in the 10 or so years we've known each other. She is just an amazing person. There is a reason she is my best friend and one of my partners in crime here with Yoga with Dailin. I mean, hell, just being a spoonie and a military wife at the same time is hard enough. Throw having 3 kids under the age of 12 in there. She is braver than I am. But, so yeah. Let's see. Oh, I was going to tell you guys about my New Year's Eve rituals. I have a couple of interesting ones. One of them is to me just a basic cleansing ritual, and it involves taking a very long shower and scrubbing head to toe, washing hair, all of it, and just using my time in the shower to set some affirmations and to clean myself up and basically wash away the old year. Cream soda, Dr. Pepper. It's my current addiction. But that is ritual 1. That is my ritual shower. It takes forever. And then my other is, what is it that I use? What is the other one I do? I cannot remember. Wow, this is interesting. And then this year I have actually gotten kind of smart, and I am trying to get my habits that I want to not start, but continue through the new year. I'm trying to get them set now, so that they are mostly in place before the beginning of the year. Yep. Yes, it's American cream soda. What is really good, and I blame Alyssa and her friend for this one. I had my cream soda and I had a blackberry Dr. Pepper. I did take the cup out of here. A can of each, and my big Starbucks Lotus cup. So 2 cans of soda in the cup, else it doesn't feel right. And I'm like, should I mix the blackberry and the cream soda? And Liz and her friend both are like, you should mix them and see what they taste like. And I'm like, okay. Because, you know. So I mixed it, and it was really good. And now I have to be careful because I can see myself mixing them far more often, and that would be way more soda than I need to drink. This must be a Scottish thing. Dude, Scottish. David Tennant. David Tennant is not hosting the BAFTAs this year. I am slightly sad because he is amazing, but the person who is hosting them instead is equally as amazing. I just can't remember who it is. This year, New Year's Eve, I'm sorry, I am bouncing around and squirreling more than usual. This year, New Year's Eve, we'll be watching Dick Clark. We are in discussion as to whether we are going to stream basically all day tomorrow. We might, but I have not decided yet. I am game for it. However, we will have to take a couple of breaks so that I'm not sitting here for 6 to 10 hours. He really is. Oh. Haha, he is here. Don't. Come here, you. I have a Funko Pop of David Tennant. He was my first doctor, really. I saw part of Eccleston's season, but did not really start watching regularly until Tennant took over. Matt Smith was really cool. Fizzes are cool. Matt Smith was an amazing, excellent doctor. The 50th anniversary movie with the War Doctor. Loved it. I did not watch Peter Capaldi, unfortunately. I pretty much stopped watching regularly about the time the 50th anniversary movie came out. We had moved over here and did not watch nearly as much TV after we moved over here as we had before. And the man behind the curtain's ex-wife was not hugely into Doctor Who. And so we didn't watch it. I need to catch up because Shuti Gatwa just seems like a really kick-ass guy. I want to see Tenant reboot. I want to watch that bit. Yeah, you're going to have... Oh, God, I am so sorry, Will. You got to work New Year's Eve. Ooh, that's insanity. But I want to see Shuti Gatwa. I want to see Tenant's reboot. I want to see I want to see them all because there is so much in each of the seasons that is worth watching for. Peter Capaldi was, by all reports, a really great doctor. Cannot remember the woman who took over. But I've heard she was really good, did a really good job. And then we got Tennant took over for her, and now we have Shuti Gatwa. The death of Bunny Monroe. That sounds interesting. Man, I'm pissed off at death because they took Dame Maggie Smith. She was so freaking awesome. And Whoopi is trying to get another sister act. Thank you, Jodie Whittaker. Whoopi is trying to get another Sister Act sequel done, and it just won't be the same without Dame Maggie. Although, seeing Dame Maggie tell Joe Rowling that she can kick rocks was kind of glorious. Trust me, it was not that calm or polite. I can see her face and I can see the outfit she wore. I love how each doctor has had one aspect of their costume that was just... It defined their character. Eccleston had the leather jacket. Tennant had the three-piece suit. Matt Smith had the fez. Capaldi, I think, was the trench coat. Jodie Whittaker, it was the striped sweater with the slacks and suspenders. Have not seen Shuti Gatwa's character yet. They knighted Idris Elba. Oh my god, that is cool as shit. Who else did they knight? It was he was knighted with David Beckham. Craptastic. Because I remember being stunned that he got knighted. Not that he didn't deserve it, but yes, the bow tie. Bow ties are cool. Just like fezzes are cool, right? Yes. And fish fingers and custard. I want to go to my page. There we go. Because I remember saying something about it, but I don't remember what. And it's going to take me forever to find it. So, driving me insane. Yep, the scarf. So my Munchkin We loved the doctor in this house, and my incubator didn't buy Christmas presents. She made them for the most part. So she made my munchkin a Doctor Who scarf, but it was all red, and oh my God, that child lived in it. Okay, let's see if I can figure out who the hell. Michael Caine being knighted doesn't surprise me. Sean Connery didn't surprise me. Oh, craptastic. This is gonna drive me insane. Tom Hanks was knighted? How was Tom Hanks knighted? Is Tom Hanks a Canadian? And I just don't remember it? Bob Hope. John Hurt, that makes sense. Ben Kingsley, Christopher Lee, Ian McKellen. Ricardo Montalban. That one doesn't surprise me either. Gary Oldman. I think that's who I was thinking of. Gary fucking Oldman. I absolutely adore his work. And he just seems like he's a really cool guy. Sir Patrick Stewart. Yep. That's who it was that I was thinking of. Gary Oldman. And he's awesome. The Doctor is... Oh! That one I don't remember. Oh. Bow tie and cummerbund? As opposed to the regular tie and suspenders? My ex wore a bow tie at our wedding, but kind of didn't have a choice because you wear a bow tie with your service dress blues. I demanded that my ex-husband get his service dress blues because I wanted my brother to wear his at our wedding, and it would have looked funny if my brother had his on and my husband did not. Oh, a kilt. Yep, a kilt definitely goes better with a bow tie than... Yeah. Yeah, cummerbunds don't work with a kilt. When I was at the Ren Fair, there was this vendor or this merchant selling kilts, and I happened to wander in, and there's this one kilt right at the front of one of the displays, and I'm like, oh, I know that one. And they're like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, that's one of my clans. And it's like this, I think it's the Buchanans. And they're like, yeah, it's a very distinctive one. It's one of the few that is predominantly yellow. And I'm like, it's either the Buchanan or the Barringtons. I can't remember now. Oh, you don't know what the cummerbund is? Okay, so it's the little... It does. Well, I was about to say a crumb catcher. So it's this pleated thing that goes around your belly. So I don't... There's got to be a reason why they came about as part of our, high fashion. But it's typically with a tuxedo, you wear a cummerbund and a bow tie, or a vest and a bow tie. You don't wear an actual necktie with a fucking tux. I had never thought about that. But tuxedo shirts tend to be the pleated things too. I can... Okay. Swipe. Here we go. Tap. Cumberbund. Really? E-R. Cumberbund. I just need a picture of a damn cummerbund. There we go. It's a wide pleated sash worn around the waist with formal wear like tuxedos, originating from the British military in India as a cooler alternative to waistcoats, meant to cover the shirt between the jacket and the trousers, with pleats traditionally facing up to catch crumbs or hold items. Oh my God, it actually was a crumb catcher. Wow. Often silk or satin, and provides a polished look by concealing the waistband, though it's also a component of tactical gear and a fashion accessory for women. Didn't realize it could be part of your tactical gear. Okay, so this black thing right here is the cummerbund. That's actually really fascinating. Didn't realize it actually was a crumb catcher. I thought that was just a joke. Is Gaelic similar to Sanskrit in how much it's fading out? Yeah, Liz's ancestors were Scottish. Mine were primarily Irish. We've got some Scottish. I actually get more Scottish on my dad's side. Yep. I was just the other day reading an article about a young woman. She was in her early 20s back in the 30s. And she went to college to become a linguist. And at that time, basically what people were doing with linguistics was just expanding on our current knowledge of English, right? And she's like, why would I want to work with a language that is already, that is very well documented, very well studied? She was the one who went into places like the Deep South, like Creole country, and sat with the Native Americans. And she actually, I think, spent 2 months with one man who was the last living speaker of his native language. And she took very detailed notes, recorded him, and wrote the phonetics and all of this shit, so that 40 years after he died, people found, the tribe was wanting to revitalize their language and bring it back, but they thought it was dead until her notes resurfaced. And there are now like 10 or 15 people who speak that language fluently again. And that was only one tribe that she saved the language of. The Creek Indians was another one. Hey, Dragoor, how are you doing today? But I think she is, and it's so cool because, she could have had a nice, posh, chill job where she sat at a desk and wrote all day, but she chose to go into these remote areas and spend time, and often by herself, with these people who spoke dying languages in the hope of preserving it for future generations. And she did. And it's amazing. Uh-oh. James popped into the other chat. Oh, linguists are awesome. I mean, I wish I could be, but that's that. As good as I am with words, I am not a linguist. Oh, I have a short little essay that I'm going to be sharing on the business pages here very soon. Because it's basically me becoming me. This has been my thing for the last few years, just trying to figure out who the fluff I am. And I shared this essay about that journey, and my aunt commented. And it was really, really sweet because of all people, she understands what I'm talking about. Hey, Mimi. Glad to see you're still here. Well, yeah, it is about that time for you, isn't it, Liz? We got about 15 more minutes and we generally wrap up. Happy New Year to you as well, Dragor. But the beginning of this essay says, my identity was always wrapped up in someone else. I was someone's daughter. I was someone's sister. I was someone's cousin, boss, or employee or whatever. And for the last, almost 3 years, I have been on a journey to figure out who am I? Who am I that's not in relation? I'm not his wife. I'm not that one's ex-wife. I'm not the kid's mom. I'm not my brother's little sister. I'm not my mother's daughter. Who am I? And it's been an interesting journey. And I highly recommend everybody do this one. Because especially in today's society, we really don't have the opportunity to figure out who we are for ourselves. Because who we are is always judged in relation to, we are judged, or not judged, but we are categorized by things that we are categorized according to what group we belong with. Like, okay, we are categorized by our identity. There we go. I'm a queer person. I'm a veteran. I'm a woman. I'm a mom. I'm a wife, a sister, a daughter. I'm a musician. I mean, we say these things about ourselves. I'm a musician. I'm an author. I'm an influencer. I'm a this. I'm a that. Is that who you are, or is that one of the things you do? Our culture very seriously fucks with people by taking the things that we do and making them aspects of our personality. And it's weird, because it's primarily American culture that does that. I mean, you go to England and people ask you, who are you? Well, your first response isn't usually, I'm a baker, or I'm a banker, or I'm a whatever. Yes, I am that too, Mimi. But we put so weird. Yeah, I'm a pain in the ass that has a pain in the ass. Thank you, tailbone. But we put so much emphasis on defining ourselves by what we do. And that is part of why people like the man behind the curtain have an identity crisis when they stop being able to work, or they lose their job or their career for whatever reason and have to find something new. Because especially with things like doctors, lawyers, etc., high prestige careers. And all of a sudden you can't do that anymore. And that now all of a sudden you're stuck going, well, who am I if I don't do that anymore? I hate that. Because we are so much more than our career path or our familial ties. I mean, hell, okay, referencing back to Anderson Cooper, right? I mean, yeah, it's kind of amusing the fact that Andy Cohen never misses an opportunity to remind the world that Anderson Cooper is a Vanderbilt. Exactly, serial king. But so Anderson kind of has that to fall back on. He has a famous familial name, but how many of us are stuck with that lack of an identity as soon as we stop being productive? And that's another thing. There we go, Lucid. Yes, I am a bag of bones hiding in a meat sack. But it's something that I don't understand why we have this absolute obsession and have decided that people are only worthy when we're being productive. And I know it's capitalism. I know it's capitalism, and I know all of that, and I know it's, oh, you need to be a productive member of society. Well, you can be a productive member of society simply by existing. And this again goes back to wanting to bring back or wanting to institute something like universal basic income and go back to the days of when artists had patrons who would make sure that you had food to eat, clothes to wear, and a roof over your head while you produced all of the art you wanted to. And a caveat to that was you had to produce art that they wanted you to produce. I really wish we could go back to those times, because those were the times when we got some of the most glorious art known to the world. And also, and I hate saying, oh, today was our last self-compassion card. I hate pointing this out, but some of the most glorious art we have today also comes from strife, wartime, and famine, and all of that, because people unfortunately become more creative when they're under more stress, because creating art is one way to de-stress. I don't know, maybe I'm just blowing smoke and I have no freaking clue what I'm talking about, which is entirely possible. This is me. And see, it's not just hobbies. But it is, but it isn't, because, well, and I just lost count, damn it. We don't have time to devote to those things. That's true. But it is pathetic that a single mom never gets to see her kids because she's got to work 3 jobs just to be able to afford to keep food on the table, roof over your head, and clothes to wear. A single parent should not have to work themselves to death to be able to survive. And minimum wage, that was originally created so that you could work 1 job, and this would be the minimum necessary wage for people to work 1 job and still be able to provide for their family. So that, we didn't have what happened in the 80s when we went from mom being able to stay home with the kids full time to mom has to work or we can't afford to keep a roof over our heads. And it's fucking ridiculous, and it makes me so angry. Yes, healthy hobbies are important as well, because your mental health suffers horrifically when you don't have a way to decompress. When we are on constantly, and this is something that we are discovering we're discovering right now, people... Damn it, my train of thought derailed and didn't leave me any survivors. Having our cell phones and that, constantly being accessible for everything and everyone, nobody is getting the opportunity to check out for a couple of hours. Okay, well, drive safe. But no, our mental health and physical health is suffering due to the lack of ability to turn the world off for a little bit. And people's expectations, and I have a specific friend in mind when I mention this because it's happened to them so many times. Because of the fact we have these freaking leashes, people expect us to be available all the time. And if we don't respond within, 3 minutes of a text or a phone call or whatever, people are getting irrationally angry about it, especially for those of us who don't work full time, such as the friend in question, although they now have a full-time job again. But because of the fact we have these damn leashes, people expect instant responses from us. And said friend has spent quite a few times in the ICU in the few years that I have known them. Chronic illness warrior like me. And I don't understand how they have friends and relatives who are blowing their phone up, calling their parents, their partner, etc., and complaining about the fact that, well, I messaged and they haven't answered me back. Did you stop and think about the fact that maybe they are a little otherwise occupied? And that goes for so many people. Yeah. And yeah, the TV show is telling us one parent going to work, Ozzie and Harriet, or Leave It to Beaver, or hell, Married with Children. Yeah, fuck. Al Bundy was the working parent. He was a shoe salesman and made enough to support his family comfortably at that. Yeah, including a very high maintenance wife. How many of us remember Peggy Bundy? God, I love that woman. And that was not all that far-fetched in the 80s and 90s when the show was on. Now, yeah, you get one parent being able to stay home with the kids is such a luxury that people look at you askance when you do it. When a family like mine pinches pennies to the point to be able to let me stay home with my kids. We were military and I refused to have someone else raise my kids. My ex-husband, my kid's dad, and I had this discussion, and I pointed out to him that his relationship with his daycare worker was one of the reasons I did not want that happening with my kids. He called his daycare worker Mom. He had his daycare mommy and he had his home mommy. And I'm like, do you want your kids calling someone else mom? And he's like, I don't care. Okay, would you like to have them to call someone else dad? And he's like, fuck no. So I did not want my children being raised by someone else. And he's like, yeah, but they'll only be in daycare while we're at work, blah, blah, blah. Uh-huh. We work 9 to 5. We pick them up about 5:30. Dinner is at 6. Bed is at 7:30, 8 o'clock. Where am I spending time with my kids? I don't want to miss my child's first words, first steps, or all of that. So, I really, really, really wish that we could do either a minimum wage that would actually support us or universal basic income. Because what we are currently doing is not sustainable here in the States. And then you get the people who are like, well, minimum wage jobs are supposed to be starter jobs. They don't need to make $20 an hour. I mean, come on. I do X job that requires a ton of training and certifications, and I make that much. So, if they're making as much as me, why do I have all of these certifications and shit? Well, that's on you. And the starter jobs, okay, that's fine. You want minimum wages for the teenagers flipping burgers. Who's going to be flipping burgers and manning the till while they're in school? Are we just going to close all of those businesses from until 3:30 in the afternoon when teenagers get out of school? They don't think about that part. Or, maybe you've got an older person who retired from their full-time career, but either can't afford to pay the bills, can't make ends meet completely on just their retirement benefits, or they just want a part-time job because they're sick and tired of sitting in the house staring at a TV screen all day. So while, yeah, maybe they can deal with the lower minimum wage that we currently have, but again, one of those people was someone who has retired from full-time work and still can't manage to make ends meet on what they get. Why do we do that to our people? I was just reading an article this morning. Yep, exactly. Oh, getting to that. I was reading an article as I was getting ready today about this millennial was complaining about a lack of upward mobility in their job and bitching, well, my manager is 70-something and absolutely refuses to retire. I mean, it's not my fault his wife got cancer and he had to drain his savings to pay for his medical. I mean, yeah, that sucks, but still, I can't move up in my job until he gets out. You are mad at the wrong person. But yeah, people with PhD working those jobs. The other excuse people get when somebody says they can't make ends meet working at a minimum wage job, well, go back to school and get a degree and get a better paying job. Hello. I know two young people. One just graduated with a digital marketing degree and the other one just graduated with a molecular biology degree. Neither one of them can find work in their fields. So what the fuck are they supposed to do? The one with the digital marketing degree works at Blazing Bagels, and the one with the molecular biology degree is driving a forklift at Lowe's. What was the point of going into debt and going to college to get a degree only to end up working a minimum wage job because nothing else is hiring? But oh yeah, nobody wants to work these days. No, it's not that we don't want to work. It's that we don't want to work 24 hours a fucking day and get pennies for what we're doing. We want to have an actual balance between work and social life, because without that, we're going to burn out and end up, I don't know, unaliving ourselves, self-deletion, or, spending time on a couple of grippy sock vacations a year. I'm just saying. This is one of the things I am passionate about and I am very frustrated by, because I have lived that life of having to pinch pennies to make ends meet and to feed my kids. And it's not a good thing. And somebody popped in yesterday and tried to do the gotcha with me, saying, well, okay, obviously you think it's okay to unalive people because they're disabled? Dude, you just proved you have not been here for long, because I am a disabled person. He is a disabled person. Autism and ADHD run rampant in my family, as well as asthma, arthritis, and a couple of other conditions that make working difficult and are, technically disabilities. No, I don't believe that disabled people don't deserve to live. I believe they deserve to live as comfortably and as healthy a life as they can, and that is part of the fucking problem here. We are literally working ourselves into early graves because we can't afford anything else. And there are a lot of people out there who don't see a problem with this. I know. I just, it's frustrating. It is very frustrating for me. Because I don't understand how people can feel that way. How can you look at someone who is struggling to feed themselves and their children and look at them and say, well, if you couldn't afford to feed your kids, you shouldn't have had them in the first place? Or, at the same time, voting for politicians who outlaw or who are banning abortions and birth control, because they want more worker bees, drones, to go into the workforce later, that we're not going to be able to get into the workforce because the workforce won't take them. We circle right back around to the fact that nobody is hiring. But oh yeah, the immigrants are taking our jobs. While at the same time, immigrants are not only taking our jobs, but they're also the ones who are mooching millions and millions of dollars of government aid because they're welfare queens. Can't be both, by the way. Yes, it does not ban abortions. It bans safe ones. You are absolutely correct. All we are going to see with these bans going into place is things that are already happening. Women who are dying in hospital parking lots or in the emergency room because the doctor is afraid to do anything for fear of losing their license, even though the state will allow for an abortion if the mother is in danger, if the mother's health or the life is in danger. But they have to wait until she is basically actively dying to be able to intervene, and then they got to pray that she's actively dying, but they haven't waited too long. That is happening. We get things like the woman, sorry, I'm on a rant and I apologize. But we're going to see more back alleys and shit like that happening. Oh, thank you, Kelsey. And I have ranted long enough that we've hit our 2 hours. As much as I would love to keep talking with you guys, I have a pupper who is whimpering behind me saying, Mom, I'm going to go water the tree. He's a good dog. Yep, it is time to take the puppers out. So what I'm going to do... You want to come say hi? Okay. Nope. He's using my sweatpants as a pillow. He's going to be mad when I take those away from him so I can take him out. They will be nice and warm when I put them on. At least, the bottom half of the pant leg. Oh, thank you for the heart, Kelsey. I appreciate it. I am going to wrap things up here and say, yep, how do I pronounce that name? But yes, I saw the PhD. Thank you for joining us. Hi. Oh, you do want to come say hi. Yep, yep. Come here. Oh, you. There we go. He says hi. Kevin 11. Okay. Hi, baby. Hi. Oh. He's a good boy. Hi. You ready to go out and go potty? Hi, baby boy. Love you, Mimi, girl. All right. Down you go, baby. You're such a good boy. Yeah. Mwah. Go get Dad. All right. All right, my friends, it is time to go out and spread love, spread joy, and spread kindness, because there's enough darkness and hate out there right now. We don't need to add to it. Please try to be a beacon of light and hope for those stumbling and lost in the dark. Make sure you tell your loved ones in all their forms, 2 legs, 4 legs, wings, fur, scales, paws, and claws, that they matter to you, because time moves faster than we realize, and the chances to say I love you are not guaranteed. And if you take one thing and one thing only away from everything we do here every day, please let it be that you always, always, always remember you are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, and your purpose here is real and genuine, even if you haven't figured it out yet. I was 45 before I figured mine out. I love you guys to bits. I will see you all soon. Namaste, my witchlings.
Hasta la vista, baby.